You okay? Darling, you're going to be nervous. It's natural. It's a big change.
It's not that. Just trying to work out a way to say thank you. Taking me in. Being there for me all these years. I don't know where I'd be or what my life would be like without you, so thank you. Love you, Ruth.
I love you too. Oh, gosh. Hang on, I'll pull over. There you go.
Hey, is everything all right with Chloe?
Oh yeah, no, this isn't about her. I just, well, I didn't want you to go without me saying a proper goodbye. Ryder, you have been the best friend that I've ever had. And you've always been there for me. And I owe you so much. Yeah. I mean it, Ryder.
Honey, I'm so sorry. We've got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to miss you.
You too.
And go and have the best time ever.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Adios, amigo. Goodbye, summer pain!
How am I ever gonna say goodbye?
Simon and Sophie, hello. My name is Sophie Dillman. I play Ziggy on Home and Away, although I think you guys might know that because you have a Home and Away podcast.
Hello and welcome. This is Coastal News, a Home and Away podcast where we unpack the latest week's episodes and discuss the residents, their lives, and all the drama from our favourite fictional town, Summer Bay. Hi everybody, welcome back to Coastal News, a Home and Away podcast. I'm Si, your trusty host, and we've got Sophie as always. How are you doing, Sophie?
Hi, Si. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm alive.
Yay!
I'm still here.
I'm so pleased. The best news I've heard all day.
It's been a day. It's been a day.
Yes.
Have you been enjoying summer? I think it's going to be gone by the time we finish recording this.
When
By
you
the looks of
say
the clouds.
enjoy, I've been sweating.
Endure. Sorry, was it endure?
Yeah, I've been sweating and pretending to work. I think a lot of people have probably been doing the same.
Yeah.
How
Do you
about
not do good in the heat, Sophie? No.
I'm terrible. I like it about 20 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
not
enjoy.
19. 19, I want a jumper on. 21, I'm too hot.
The Goldilocks of some heat waves.
It's awful. I can't cope with like extreme. So I can't cope with extreme cold. I can't cope with extreme heat. I'm just awful. I'm like a really annoying houseplant that can't cope with anything. But, yeah. You must be pretty good with the heat though. You must be good because you go to Spain, don't you? So you must be pretty okay in the weather.
Like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. But I'll tell you what my favourite days are though. It's those sort of crisp, sunny, cold autumn mornings. They're my favourite days. You've got so much energy on those days.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm a summer buff. This right now, I'm loving it. Yeah.
I'm more of a spring. Just come out of winter. It's not going to be winter again for ages, but it's not hot. Yeah. It's not hot yet. I'm more like all there. But yeah, autumn. I could put a jumper on and drink a hot chocolate, so I'm happy then as well. To be honest.
So we'll slot you in at about March, maybe September, and then just put me in August. Just August me up.
Yeah.
Right, do you want your headlines for this week?
Yes, I do.
Before we get to it, Ryder sets sail to travel the world and the seven seas. Xander has to deal with the fallout from the crash. Neek makes a shocking discovery in the depths of Chloe's diary, and PK's plot to scam Mac gets underway.
Oh.
So at the top of the week, Ryder's decided to accept this pronto, this very prompt job offer.
Yeah.
And he's a bit like, oh, I've got to tell the family. So he eventually sits Rue and Alf down. They seem okay, but Alf, I thought Alf sort of reacted the way I thought he would.
Yeah.
Runs off, rolls his eyes, don't
Yeah.
speak to me.
Yeah, definitely. He broke his heart, didn't he? It was
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. And the thing
Oh.
is, though, you knew by the end of the week it would
Yeah.
come good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, it's not our first rodeo, is it? But you're just like, oh, Alf, come on,
Yeah.
you do this every time.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin this time with him, But it's all gone very fast.
It has. Yeah. Like I don't know. It feels a bit odd. Did he leave quickly in real life, or is it just
I
don't
don't
know.
Is he part of the anti-vax crew? They've all gone this week, haven't they?
I haven't read anything for him, but
No.
it's possible.
Maybe.
Don't know.
It just felt like, this could have been a bit of a, fair dues. The farewell party was put together in a heartbeat, and they did a really good job. But I just felt like, someone as important. I think we've spoken before about his family and everything.
Yeah.
It's integral to that whole stuff.
Yeah.
We could have maybe had a bit of a better goodbye. I was a bit upset. There wasn't even a scene. We didn't see him say bye, resign from his job on screen.
No.
And Mac was severely missing from the farewell party.
I think
She didn't even.
Loads of people were. I mean, even Irene, and it was at the diner, wasn't she? She was like, "Oh, say hello because some of us have got to work." I was like, Irene, you meant to be there. Yeah, there was a lot of people that weren't at the at the Summer Bay house on the day that he left. It was a bit flat, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
it was, and actually, it felt like it was all just the people that were there for the other plot going on. With Neek and the awkwardness with Chloe, and right before that, Neek had read Chloe's infamous now diary, and discovered all the juice that she's been writing in the diary about it. So he's a bit hepped up, isn't he? And Bella's trying to calm him down, and you just know that that's going to blow, and it's on Ryder's, on Ryder's day. And I just thought, it didn't really need to be like that.
No.
Did Ryder's goodbye need to be like that?
I don't. Yeah, I'm in two minds really, because like you, I think he's such a big part of the Stewart family now, and he's so ingrained in the show now because he has, like we said a couple of weeks ago, he has scenes with all the the major cast, doesn't he? He's in. He might not have all the major drama going on all the time, but he's in scenes with Marilyn. He's in scenes with Alf. Rue. So he is integral to the show. So it's really sad that he'd got this kind of flat, oh, you're going tomorrow, okay, bye, thing. But at the same time, I'm glad they didn't drag it out because I really like Ryder as a character, and I was actually really sad to see him go. And I don't think I could have coped with it being more. I managed to get through most of the scenes without crying until Bella stopped the car at the last minute, and then I lost it.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that
like
scene.
that.
I agree. That scene probably saved the exit for me.
Yeah.
Even the bit where he says when Alf speaks to him just before that, and he says, I'll miss you, Grumps, and he says, you galar, I'll miss you, or whatever. I think that saved it because the farewell party wasn't. I felt like it wasn't really about Ryder, was it?
No, it wasn't.
And you're right. And Ryder's so popular. You've just got to open up Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Or Instagram or Facebook. Ryder's so popular. Everyone felt the same, more or less.
Yeah.
I think, and it was the scene you're talking about where Bella stops the car and says, and I felt like they broke character a little bit.
Yeah, like it was really them saying goodbye. Yeah, I did as well. Yeah,
I got that feeling. Did you? Yeah.
It felt genuine, didn't it? It didn't feel like acting. It felt genuine.
Yeah, 100%. And that is the scene that we're all talking about. So clearly that's what we all needed from it. Just like party was a non-event. It was just about Neek blowing up at Chloe.
I know. So annoying. Yeah, it's always about him though, isn't it? Whenever it's about someone else, it's actually about Neek. It's
I
annoying.
think I said, though, to be fair, when he said, "Are you in love with my girlfriend?" You're sick of the heat. um, I think I'd have probably asked him that 6 months previous. Like it's about
Yeah.
time someone cottoned on. And thinking about it now, as I'm saying this, he's been switched on to her the most out of anyone through the whole
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
shabackle. And that soon blows up. Theo accepts her apology.
Ugh.
She apologizes to Theo. He accepts it. So now they're back on amazing terms. But yeah, it's sort of overshadowed
Yeah.
poor old Ryder.
Yeah.
Are you going to miss him?
I am. Yeah, I know you are as well, aren't you?
Yeah. I think he was a fab. Do you know what it is? He's just such a genuine guy. I think the actors really made him proper boy next door.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Of all the male cast, I find him the most relatable.
Well, that's
Because he's not got some, unattainable six-pack body and no,
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what I mean? Like he's just a normal person that we all look like.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. The rest of us at home look like Ryder.
Because we spend too much time watching Home and Away and not at the gym.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I will miss him. But I really like the fact that the door is still open for him and that he didn't get a sad ending. He didn't get like something traumatic happened and he went off and, went off the rails or, we didn't kill him off or anything like that. The door is open for him to come back.
Yeah.
And he's got a happy life. And also it's kind of got an expiry date on it as well if they want to bring him back, because the cruise ship could stop, going out, or he could decide to move back. There's loads of reasons why he could come back in the future.
Yeah.
So
you don't think there'll be
I know he won't, but I'm convincing myself that he could.
There'll be a text and blink and you miss it text. Oh, he's sick. His ship sank.
No, I'll be in mourning for the rest of my life. Oh dear. But yeah, no,
Well,
it was nice to have a happy ending. Like a lot of people, they don't really get that, do they? They kind of just, run away, don't they? A lot of the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he was running away, but he was running away to something he was excited about, and it's nice to see, the whole poker night. And he missed out on it going horrible, didn't he? The poker night stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't think he would have coped with that very well. So
that's true. Yeah, he could have been caught up in that.
Yeah.
Especially so soon. Do you know? You think after him getting locked in the coffin.
Yeah.
Quite soon, and the PTSD.
Yeah.
That the epidemic that we had of PTSD during those few months. You'd think going on a ship where you can't get off it, would be a bit triggering for him, but maybe not.
That's true. And we heard tonight in the 5-star episode on the Friday night that his living quarters sound quite small, according to Chloe.
Yeah, they were taking the mick of it, weren't they?
Yeah.
So that's
he's not going to be in there,
of an
is
oversight.
He's on a ship that's got all of those amazing things on it. He's not going to be in there apart from sleeping, is he? Really? So.
No, that's true. Yeah. Or doing the other. Well, Rue was also just as sad as us, and it got her to thinking, because there was that moment, because Martha's got a bit of a spring in her step because she's been eating her greens, and
she's got wind.
Rue sort of she's looking on, isn't she? And she's getting upset because she's thinking, it's making herself thinking, how much time have they got?
I know that whole scene where they were dancing. You can imagine my reaction to that. I was like, "Oh, I want to dance with Alf." That's not fair. Jealous. But
Trip her up.
She was thinking, "Oh, is this the end? Is this making memories before she goes?" I was thinking that as well when it was happening. Were you?
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, is this her sort of getting happy? Enjoying what time she's got. And then obviously as well, there's this thing where Rue wants her to get a test to find out where they're up to, and she's putting it off. So I'm just thinking, why would you do that? If I just hope we're not on this merry-go-round still.
I know it started to feel like bucket list, making memories before I go this week. I was like, oh, I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but
yeah, she's enjoying the walks.
Yeah.
Week previous, she could barely walk. Fainting. It's a bit like she's got a bit of a different outlook, wasn't it? You're right. It was a bit like, last chance saloon type thing. A bit nervous about that.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it. But we're at this moment where we're back to Rue sort of saying you need to see a doctor. And she's putting it off. So I'm a bit like, that's a bit disappointed where we've ended up. And I just hope there's a different, I don't know what the outcome would be. I just hope it's going a different direction.
Yeah, I know. I still can't see the end of the story. Can you? I mean, I know you think that they're going to probably pull the transplant out of the bag, so to speak. I still can't. I don't know either way. I can't tell where we're going.
That's what I mean. We've been it's sort of written itself into a corner, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's been so much back and forth.
Yeah.
What is the out? I feel like if she's died, we'd have heard about it. Right.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Being frank, just being frank,
I haven't heard any rumours. Yeah.
Although we're only a few months away from season finale.
Yeah.
Lives in the balance, who dies, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it might not be quick. Yeah.
That was just a quick thought as I was talking. But yeah, I just don't. But then like I say, how if she's not dead, which isn't unfortunate. But how do we write her out of it? How does she get the transplant then? Because where we're at the moment, it's a bit like.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard task, and then is it going to be something completely unbelievable? That we're all a bit like, oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Unless this is a kind of rebuilding of Rue and Alf's relationship, because obviously last week he had a go at her, didn't he, and said, I can't believe I trusted you with your mother and all of this sort of stuff. Maybe the conclusion of the story is that Rue, all this stuff she's doing for her mum, makes Martha get better and well enough for the transplant. And then maybe it's more of a case of Alf and Rue seeing eye to eye again, and him trusting her and saying, well done, yeah, you did get your mum back on the right track and all that. I don't know. Or maybe it's a way for Rue and Martha to make amends, because there's still a lot of tension between them about, obviously, everything that's gone on in their relationship and the impact that's had on Rue. And Rue said, she abandoned me, and I thought she was dead, and it's had an impact on my life. And it had an impact on my relationship with my child. So there's still all that underlying tension, isn't there?
Yeah.
So maybe it's something to do with resolving all of that stuff.
Getting peace with some of that. Yeah, you might be right.
Don't know. That's all I can think.
Because she went to a counsellor a couple of times, didn't she? And now her sort of counsel seems to be Maz now.
Everyone's his.
Maz has become the soundboard, really, hasn't she, for her? And I do enjoy those scenes, to be fair. I think they work amazingly well together.
There was a really good one in the diner when Maz was trying to say to Rue, you need to talk to your dad, you need to talk to him. And Rue just bit her head off, and she goes, yeah, but he doesn't listen. And Marilyn just gave her a look, and the look to me said, like you, Rue. And, you're very similar. And also, I've said talk to him. I didn't say, he doesn't have to listen to you. You have to listen to him, I think is what she was trying to say. Like, let him tell you. Because Alf and Marilyn had already had a chat, hadn't they, about how he was feeling. And I think she was trying to tell Rue, why don't you talk to your dad and he might open up to you. But she saw it as me talk to Alf and he won't listen to me. And I think Marilyn was trying to say, no, Alf needs to tell you something, but you're not going to listen. So actually the thing that you're accusing your dad of is something that you're doing.
Is what you're doing. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's a prime example of a scene between those two that's just on point. Yeah. Completely.
Yeah, it's just showing us again that Rue and Alf really are just like peas in a pod, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, it runs in the family. Oh dear. Did you know that you can play Coastal News, a home and away podcast, right from your Amazon Alexa? Just say, Alexa, play Coastal News now. And of course, you can still catch your latest episodes on all other podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Castbox, Audible, Player FM, and much more. Just search Coastal News, a home and away podcast right now, wherever you get your podcasts from. Well, the girl from the crash, has she got a name? We know the dead one's called Joe. Has she got a name, this girl?
Millie's the one
Millie,
in hospital.
oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Millie.
My niece is called Millie, so I remembered it.
Oh, so that's stuck in your head. Well, yeah. Clearly. But in one ear out the other. I just think of cookies when I hear Millie.
I know. I said that to my brother when he named his kid. I was like, oh, the cookies. And he was like, no.
Do you want your name on? The girl, Millie, from the crash, she's having a go at Xander. He's come to visit with them flowers that must have cost a little tidy amount. We're looking at them.
Yeah.
They were definitely not in the cheap bracket on.
They weren't from the petrol station. Then they were.
Nope. and garage flowers. And so he's there, and he's getting a bit too involved. I mean, you're a bit like, what are you doing?
I know.
You don't even work there. And then she snaps at him.
Yeah.
Which you'd sort of expect. She's upset.
Yeah.
You should have gone. Why did you waste time on me? You should have gone and helped her.
Yeah.
And it's only when she's already had a go at him and made him feel awful, and Jasmine speaks to her and says, she was already gone.
Yeah.
And explains what went on.
Yeah.
She later apologizes, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm thinking about it, because Logan, he's like refusing to sit down. Jasmine's constantly popping at him, and he checks himself out. He's not got a scratch on him. Checks himself out. Next thing, he's in the diner ordering coffee, catching up with the locals. I'm thinking, how do you look like that?
Yeah.
And another girl's dead. What's going on?
I just don't think we've heard the end of the story with this. I think I said this last week, didn't I? That I'm just not convinced that girl died from the car accident.
Yeah, you did say that, didn't you? And I thought it was a bit of a wild guess, but
I'm just not buying it. Like you say, Millie and Logan's injuries aren't that bad. So how did this girl manage to get out of the car, walk a bit, and then drop dead?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No. Oh. And that there's no family turned up, or it's a bit weird. Logan's not got a scratch on him. Did you see that very quick scene the other day with Cash and Rose talking and walking like they do?
Yeah.
Those walk and talk scenes. And he starts with, the blood results are back. No blood alcohol levels. No drugs. No alcohol. So I'm like, and Rose is like, well, what is it then? It's almost like a hint, that this isn't done with,
Yeah. I guess they've got
Oh.
to check the cars next, because if they've ruled out it's not the drivers being impaired by anything, then they're going to have to check, is there anything wrong with the cars, I'd imagine, next. But
well, that was another one of your theories, wasn't it? Because you were talking about was it his car, or was it one of Justin's hire cars? Because he'd asked him about a service or something, hadn't he?
He said he needed to book his car in for a service, and then Justin said, bring it round today, and he goes, oh no, because I've got to book a car, like a hire car. And Justin said to him, I'll give you one of my runarounds. So had he already dropped his car off, or was he on the way to dropping his car? Like, we don't know. Those are still questions that we're not.
Yeah. And one of our followers on Twitter, Planet Minogue, I think, had said, I know what happens. Do you want a spoiler?
Oh.
So I said no. Polite. Thank you. No. Thank you for your support and reaching out and chatting. We know we like it. But I declined the spoiler. So there is more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think they probably now look at the car, because who's at fault by the witnesses, i.e. the drivers, they were blaming each other, weren't they?
Yes.
But then I'm trying to think, there's got to be, why even have all this? Like, what is, it must be a catalyst. So it must kick off a story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm trying to piece together what that story is going to be. Is this Millie sticking about?
Yeah.
Is it something with Logan? Is it Logan's exit?
I think it might be, I've just got this feeling that how else they're going to write him out. Because another thing we'll come on to later was I was thinking maybe the end for Logan and Mac might be something to do with this poker night stuff. So maybe that's the reason why he's leaving. But then it's looking more like it's going to be this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be of some significance. Otherwise, the whole thing was just completely useless. It's people we don't even know.
Exactly.
And Logan's walking around fine.
Yeah, there's something odd. I mean, I'm not even sure I know what the girl died of. I know she had a head injury or something. Is that? I don't know.
I'm questioning that now, lad.
Yeah, I think we need more answers about what it was that she died of, and also when. I'm just convinced that she was already dead. So when did she actually die? Did she die during the accident? And I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been watching soaps for all my life, and I'm just naturally suspicious of anything now. So I overthink everything. But
I'm sorry, we don't go to all the effort of doing a car crash for it to just be an absolute nothing scene.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be, if you pardon the pun, a vehicle into something else. To move another story on. And the only person it's got to be Logan somehow. It's got to be. He's the only character involved.
And I don't see it being a don't text and drive lesson or anything like that. I don't see it being that. I don't know.
Not only that, if it was that, would have been sewn up by now.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have seen him texting as he was driving, and it would have been over, wouldn't it? But we didn't even see the accident. I just got a feeling that something dodgy happened.
Keeping an open mind.
Considering how many times they showed us the kangaroo one, we saw that about 50 times, didn't we? In flashbacks and in the repeats and all. We saw that kangaroo getting hit by Dean. We saw that a lot, didn't we? But this one we didn't even see. We just saw the aftermath of it. So I think we need to. They're probably going to have filmed what happened, and we're going to see that later, aren't we? I think.
Show us. Tell us. We've got too many questions. Too many questions. Well, Mac's private poker night arrives, and we were very nervous about this poker night last week, weren't we? Because 50 grand the last night, and we can get on with the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
In Mac's words, and it's one of those where you're thinking it's not gonna go well, and PK turns up at, right early on, and he's speaking to Flick. He wants her gone out of the way because in his excuse is, she's the brother of a cop. How's he found that out? Been digging on me.
Yeah.
And we said that, didn't we, on a previous episode? Actually, I'm surprised Flick's managing to keep a lid on all this because, cash. So, and it's a legitimate reason to want her out of the way. To be fair, it's a pretty good reason.
And she did run off to Cash immediately, didn't she, as well? So proving that she was a bit of a loose cannon in the first place, because she did try and find out information about him.
Absolutely. Red flag, isn't it? For her, who knows what the bloody hell she's doing, unlike some. She knows because she's the one with another pun with all the cards. I don't know why this is happening tonight. She's the one who knows what she's doing. She works the room. She's got the contacts. They know she knows what she's doing. So she needs to be out of the way for them to do this scam that they end up doing. And Flick, she's at the station frantic. Like, you need to look up this PK guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm not looking people up for you again. And, it's been a bit of these scenes then where Rose like, I'm bored, let's look him up. And just like, oh, shut up. But
I know.
Rose aside, I'm thinking Cash isn't one bit worried about his sister's safety. She's turned up talking about some dodgy bloke in a frantic way. It
does seem out of character for him, because when he first arrived in the bay, he was so overprotective of her, wasn't he? Like she couldn't do anything without him being
No.
there. So
Yeah.
now he's going, yeah, whatever, Flick. It does seem a bit of a 360 or
Yeah.
180 even. 180? Yeah, 180. So yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. But then obviously it's got to be like that. But to be fair to Cash, what information had he got to look him up? How would you look up somebody called PK? Like, where
I
would you
know.
start?
I know.
It's mad. There's like no information there at all, was there? I know what you're thinking. It might not be his initials. It might be, like we say, a nickname. Poker King. That's what we came up with, wasn't it? Poker King. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where your brain's gone. Bad boy.
Yeah, like where do you begin?
Yeah.
So
If he's not called like Paul King or something, you know what I mean? If he's called Poker King because that's his nickname, and then they've just shortened that to PK, there's absolutely no way of finding this
makes
guy.
sense. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And and he's successful then, because obviously, like you say, his name is legendary. So yeah, it's almost like this mysterious man doesn't have a name, you know. And that's how he's probably getting away with things he does. The night seems to go off without a hitch up until that point. The poker head the night goes ahead, and Flick is still nervous, so she manages to convince Ziggy to go and help. And it sort of puts her mind at rest, doesn't it? Because she's like, okay, somebody else is there. But Ziggy's also clueless about when it comes to poker. She's just serving drinks. So she's not really any help with what actually happens. And PK announces that the house lost the game. The house being Salt, the venue. And therefore, they have to pay 100 grand.
Yeah.
Now,
And at this point, I have to say, I don't play poker, not interested in poker at all, but I was screaming at the TV at this point, and I was going, the house can't lose, the house wasn't playing. Mac, hello. But obviously she doesn't even have a clue, does she?
You know, and you're just thinking, what are you doing, girl? You don't even know this stuff. Do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, I didn't know. It was only you were telling me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's right or wrong when it
I was
comes
having
to
a
anything.
rant on you,
you know?
on WhatsApp, wasn't I? Sorry about that. I was like,
that's okay. Because I was like, oh, right. Oh, really?
I'm so glad Tane said it, because I was sitting here and I was thinking, oh my God, how's she falling for this? And then obviously as soon as Tane and Flick found out what had happened, they were like, no, that's a scam. The house can't lose. The house, you know, that's ridiculous.
And we know Mac's not got a dime. You know, she needs this 50 grand to clear all the debts.
Yeah.
So now it's doubled and she owes it back, and she's in deep doo-doo at this point. And I thought at this point, she's going to stand up and go, I've been had. And she didn't.
No, she didn't. She just fell for it. She did try to laugh it off, though, didn't she? When he first came over and said the house lost and you owe 100 grand, she tried to laugh it off, didn't she? And then she realised that he was, you know, being serious, even though we know that he was scamming her. And then she did look really, really scared, didn't she? But the fact that she's like, she told Ziggy, and Ziggy was still like, left her there. It was like, don't go to the hotel room. Okay, bye. I wouldn't have left her. I'd have said, come back to my house and talk to Dean, and we'll sort it.
That sounds a bit ropey, but me Uber's here. Bye.
Yeah. It was a bit like,
gotta bounce.
Ziggy.
That was a bit odd. Yeah, she was in a bit of. Yeah, I did think. You know, what's she doing over there? And while all this is going on, right, Mark's looking like a rabbit in headlights. She's got to pay 100 grand to all these big dodgy men. Over at Casatane, Flick's been held hostage by Nathan and Bob Bazza.
Scariest Barry I've ever seen in my life.
I was dying. He just stepped out of the door.
Barry? Oh, I was not expecting that at all.
I thought he's going to whip out Sillet Bang from behind his back or something.
Hi, I'm Barry Scott. I'm here to clean your kitchen. Oh, oh dear. That did make me laugh. Why did they pick that name? Is that a scary name in Australia?
It's like a maths teacher here, isn't it? It's like what?
No offense to any Barrys out there, but it doesn't sound like a meathead name to me. Like, no.
If you're a Barry, please make yourself known to the podcast.
Oh dear. I've offended all the Barrys now, haven't I? Whoops.
Ball Bazzer, you know, wouldn't cross him on a dark night in the bay. He's, you
Can
know,
I just tell you something? This is off topic. So, one of my friends from school, she actually lives in Melbourne now.
She's not called Barry, no.
No, she's not. She was my best friend at school. She actually lives in Melbourne now. So, long story, she moved out there. But I remember having a conversation with her at school, and we were talking about the name Barry. I've got no idea why. And she turned to me and she goes, "What's Barry short for anyway? Is it barreled?" I was like, "No, it's just a name." Oh, I can still see her face. Bless her.
Oh.
She thought there were people out there calling babies barreled. Oh, dear.
She was so embarrassed she emigrated to the southern hemisphere.
Pretty much. That was the end of the story, yeah. Oh dear. Sorry.
Well, thankfully we made light of this because it was a very dangerous stitch
It was,
that old
yeah.
Flick found herself in. And the bodyguard gets a call, Nathan, with his nice hair, and then, you know, the operation is done, off they go, right?
Yeah.
And PK is giving Mac a bit of a whisper, and he's saying, "This is a bit where I get a bit uncomfortable now." And he's saying, "You know, I know you've not got the money. I know you haven't. You know,
Yeah.
Straight up, I'm aware
Yeah.
your skin. But there's another way that you can pay."
Ugh. Yeah. And we all knew what
To
that
the
meant.
hotel room.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've just got a bit of a creepy shiver, and even now talking about it, I just feel a bit creeped out.
It's gross. It's just gross. But I also, on the one hand, I was like, ick, no, this is disgusting and creepy and horrible. But on the other hand, I was like, is this really the end goal? All these weeks that this has been going on for, this was the scam to get her into bed.
I was thinking that this week, tonight, I was having the exact same thought. We're the same person. You know, like when he had her in the hotel, because she goes to the hotel room, doesn't she?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
she goes there. He's pouring her a drink and he's touching her leg and giving her a kiss.
Oh.
And I was thinking, all this,
Yeah.
you know, like, is this? He could have anyone he wanted with money, really, couldn't he? He could just go out on a night out, flash a bit of cash about, and someone would fall at his knees. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't that what he said to Ziggy? Because Ziggy was getting chatted up by one of his friends, and I don't think he got a name, that guy. And he was saying to Ziggy, "Oh, do you want to stay out late?" And she said, "No, I'm going home to my boyfriend." And then the guy went, "Oh, fair enough," and then walked away. And then I think PK turned to Ziggy and said, "That guy's worth millions." And Ziggy said, "Well, yeah, he can get anyone he wants then, can't he?"
Yeah, exactly. So the same applies to him.
If these guys are rolling in it, why are they having to scam people to sleep with?
Exactly. I mean, I feel part of it is probably to get the 50k back.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because they're playing other people, aren't they? So I don't think Mac necessarily is the scam victim. She's just collateral, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
bonus.
and while he's at it, he can get his end away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he ends up with the whole 50 grand by the end of tonight's episode.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we don't see anything happen beyond she stops it, you know, stops the kiss and says, "I can't do this." And he says, "That's absolutely fine. You pay me 100 grand then, you know." And so then he'd be 100 grand up, wouldn't he?
Yes.
If he pulled it off. So she is sort of she is sort of the victim as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's, as well as whoever they've played poker with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right?
And you know what I was also wondering tonight? Because obviously we know that Nathan wasn't there. Nathan was at Flick's house keeping her hostage. Does Nathan know? I mean, I think obviously Nathan knows that they were scamming her for the money and like having the poker nights there because she was, you know, an easy target and all that sort of stuff. They'll get away with it there. It's quite a good location to get away with dodgy activity. But
Yeah.
do you think he knows that PK would have done this 100 grand scam on her and then say, "Oh, you can pay it off by sleeping with me"? Because I got a feeling, even though Nathan's obviously dodgy and obviously has been working Mac for weeks, I don't think Nathan is fully bad all the way through. I've just got a feeling he probably does like Mac on some level, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just hoping that he'd be horrified.
Looking for some sort of redeeming. Do you know?
Yeah,
Maybe he's being blackmailed as well.
possibly.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's working for him
yeah. They don't seem
because
friends, do they? They don't seem friendly. Yeah,
is he just doing as he's told? You know,
yeah,
go over there and make sure Flick doesn't move. He only then
yeah,
goes when he gets that phone call, doesn't he?
yeah.
Is he being blackmailed as well? You know, by
Possibly. Yeah.
the Poker King.
I'm just wondering what will happen if he finds out, because Flick, the first thing Flick tried to do when she realised Mac was missing and got that whole story about the house lost, and she was like, "No, that's rubbish." She tried to phone Nathan, didn't she, and say, "Where are you? You need to phone me. Where's PK?" And I think it was a voicemail. I don't think she was actually talking to him. But when Nathan finds out what happened, I'm wondering whether he's just going to be horrified or whether he was in on it. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find that out actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because he doesn't seem quite as bad as
No.
PK. PK is ruthless, isn't he?
Yeah.
Will stop at nothing. And the thing with PK as well, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. Like he's not just some, you know, he's sat somewhere calling all the shots. He's gone there himself. He's played poker. He's well and truly in amongst the scam, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
And we've seen his face, you know, we might not know his name, but we've seen his face. He's out there.
Yeah.
So he's not hiding behind, you know, his goons that are doing all the work for him.
And so it gets left, you know, the next morning, because you know, Dean's now got wind of all this and they're trying to look for her before she does it, you know, before she does anything stupid. And then, you know, I love that scene where Dean and Ziggy are leaving the parameters and he turns to Flick and say, "This is on you.
Yes. Yeah.
Have a lovely evening."
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And I just thought,
said with some venom, wasn't it?
It was. I loved it though. It was a great scene because he knew that would sit with Flick.
Yeah.
You know, he knows that will sit and churn on Flick's mind now, and he's sort of saying, "This is your fault. You got her into this." You know.
Yeah.
In not so many words, and I thought, "Yes, Dean, come on,
have a nice evening."
Yeah. And next morning, you know, she's just there on the beach in the party frock. So, oh, hello. And there's an assumption at that point that she has gone through with it.
Yeah, I thought she had, because she just looked a mess, didn't she? And I thought, oh gosh, she's done it. Like, yeah.
But now this is where it's starting to get a bit murky, the waters, because she then says she couldn't.
Yeah, and she
couldn't
paid
do
him
that to Logan.
She paid him the 50K.
Yeah. And then all Dean wants to do is get the boys.
Yeah. Yes.
Can only be one. Yeah. Could only be one thing.
Yeah.
And
yes, Dean. Yes.
Make the call.
I'll do it. Give me the number.
And that's sort of where we've left it. And now Mac basically says, "No, I want revenge." Some stupid reason. She wants to play him at his own game and get him back. So it sounds like she wants to do a night where she's going to try and get the money back and show him what for, because she's now learned she's been took for a ride. What do you make of that decision? I just thought, you silly girl.
Isn't this the reason why she's in this mess in the first place? Because she doesn't use her brain. Like, really
Idiot.
stupid idea. Yeah.
Even Dean says to, "Have you not learned anything?"
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
coming from Dean.
Yeah, you can't beat this guy, clearly. Quit while you're actually ahead, because this could get much worse. So you need to quit now, never see this guy
Sounds
again.
like it might do. I thought this was bad enough. I thought this was like the climax, but it sounds like with more to come with it.
Yeah. But then the end of tonight's episode, I don't know whether people want to skip forward, but the end of tonight's episode that showed next week, so the pre-look for next week.
Trailer,
yeah, it sort of suggests that there was something that happened between the two of them.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, it happened. Then she says it didn't, and then the trailer for next week sort of implies that it did again,
or that something did. I don't know. Because she started to say, I can't believe I did this to Logan. I was just starting to feel like I was falling in love with him, and now I've ruined it. And I was like, okay, this is not what you said earlier.
Do you know what I think it might be? So she's given the 50k, hasn't she? So 100k, he was willing to pay 100k to sleep with her. Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Oh, 50k
so maybe
something else.
Maybe she met him halfway. 50k and a hand job. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I wonder if he's got like a price list of what he'll accept. One of these will clear off 10 grand. 2 of these. I don't know. Oh.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Right, that's literally the end of the action this week. It's been dark. It's been
quite quick. We did well.
It was, but it was just into it. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just all going off. Do you want a bit of a sneak peek at next week?
Of course.
Let's do it. People are going to think we rehearsed that. Theo hits a sensitive topic with Chloe. Is it dad bashing?
Yeah, it's got to be dad, hasn't it? That's what else is left? Yeah.
Mackenzie confesses to Logan. Oh no.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, but doesn't share the full story.
Oh, okay. That'll be
And
another
Logan,
week.
And Logan is contacted by crash investigators, and guilt begins to build.
Ooh!
Hang on a minute. Is he keeping something from? Do you know, like last week when he went to her bed and sort of was like, "Do you remember anything? Do you remember anything?" Is that him?
He does.
What was he doing?
He remembers, and he was just trying to find out if she does.
Yeah. Was he just trying to work out if she knew? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that sounds interesting.
So he's keeping something secret here.
Sounds like it. Yeah, guilty. Yeah. So Mac and him are both keeping secrets from each other then.
Mm-hmm.
What a lovely relationship.
Yeah, this is doomsday now, isn't it, for those?
Yeah.
And I think and Logan in the bay, I think.
Yeah, this is the end.
Xander gets closer to Millie. As Jasmine, has he got a 50k spare? And as Jasmine worried, must have making a afford them flowers.
That's true.
Xander gets closer to Millie as Jasmine worries about his new attachment.
That's a very dodgy thing. Dodgy wording. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking about his attachments.
maybe.
It's like a Ken doll. Oh, sorry.
Customizable.
This is what I do. I think the listeners know by now where we get to.
I'm not going to want to see him as a Ken doll.
I think he's very cute, but now I'm like, attachment. Not sure.
Maybe she's had a dodgy chain email off him and she's like, do I open this attachment?
Yeah, like
maybe it's that.
A zip file. That's it, Si. You cracked it.
Yeah, that's the one. Logan acts tense at work.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And Justin and Leah's romantic evening is interrupted.
Again? Do you remember the last time they got interrupted in the bedroom? Please, Marilyn! Oh dear. Oh, I wonder if that'll be Chloe.
Yeah, she's going to be spending, because tonight she said, I can't be here again at the Parata house.
Yeah, but did you see before she said that, she did this weird smile again, like the one she did when she was writing in her diary, and I think she was concocting that, and then she turned around and was all like, oh, I can't stay here.
I missed the smile.
Oh, go back and watch it, because there was like an evil smirk. She kind of turned away from him, and then like you could tell she had a thought, and then her face was kind of like lit up, and she was like, oh yeah. And then she turned around and her face had dropped, and she was like, oh, I just don't think I can stay here. Woo. And it was like she turned on the waterworks again, like she said in her diary that she keeps doing.
Oh.
So I think that was an act again.
Oh my God. Can't do it. Can't do it. Also, will someone please, if they're listening, when the people are playing on the PlayStation, can they make sure the thing is turned on?
There's no noise or anything, so there's no even like bing bong, bing bong.
There's supposed to be a light on it, on the controller. It's like it's just out, and it's just so distracting.
Maybe the bulb's gone. Maybe it's that.
Yeah, okay. So then I'm just having to watch Justin and Theo pretend that they're winning each. Oh, it's just anyway. Rue's new positivity ends up paying off when an opening with a surgeon appears.
Okay. You were right. I bow down.
I know, but how many times have I been right? And then it's all. I'm not celebrating just yet.
I'm keeping my funeral outfit.
Yeah.
To hand.
You do that. And Nico struggles after the revelations of Chloe's diary.
Oh God, okay. Is it still going on? Okay.
Giving Nico something to say though, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Chloe's diary though. Are we done with that? We thought we were done with it.
I was actually really loving the fact that he read that. Did he look like he was crying when he was reading it to you? I thought he was crying when he first started.
Yeah, he did cry when he was confronting her.
Yeah, I thought he was crying when he read, one of the passages where he was talking about how, I just want Nick to leave me alone. I thought, if I blubbed in the bathroom, he would just go away. I thought he looked like he was crying when he read that, but I wasn't sure. I was like, I need to see that again, and I didn't go back and watch it.
Do you know, I really love, though, that that line he said to her. I wrote it down. I love it that much, and I've forgotten it. What did he say? It might have been Theo, actually, when he was talking to her. He said, good people stand by the people they care about.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And no, what Nick said to her was, we're family.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do that to family or something. There's been a lot of these sort of really good lines this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew he was upset when he was confronting her, but I didn't see that. I might have to go back. There's a couple of bits I might have to go back and watch, isn't there?
Yeah.
Another line of the week came from, which might have to be episode title actually, which came from Martha. One warm day does not a summer make.
True. That sums up the weather here.
It does, doesn't it? Rose works at finding weak spots to get revenge on PK. Okay, so now the police must be aware of that by next week, but are helping it? What? How weird. Rose...
because isn't Mac as guilty as PK, really? Why?
Yeah, should she not be locked up?
Yeah.
For even having these illegal poker nights? We're just going to help her, are we?
Yeah.
Maybe she's Cash has sort of taught her, you've got to bend the rules a bit. Use your discretion, Rose. She decided to use it on this.
She would be a massive hypocrite, isn't she? She wouldn't let him off a fine. He was actually, though, Macca last week told us that he was driving in a 25, and I went back and watched the clip, and Macca was absolutely right. So he was doing 58 in a 25.
Yeah, and you provided photographic evidence. So
I did, yeah.
It did happen.
But Rose, it was meant to be a 50, but Rose wasn't happy about him going 8 mile over the supposed speed limit. So if she turns a blind eye to what Mac's done, I'd be like, hypocrite.
And then helps find weak spots to get revenge on PK.
Yeah, and that can't be legal.
No, exactly. Dodge. I'm not warming to her at all.
No,
Still not happening.
I don't get it. The whole week she's been like, you need to help your sister, you need to help your sister, you need to, like, and he was like, no, like, I'm not running a search just because she's told me to run one. And I was thinking, you told him off for helping his friend the other day because his friend was speeding to go and pick his wife up, and now you want him to do something for his sister that's also he's not supposed to do. Make your mind up. I don't know. I got really cross with her this week.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
I think the reason why I'm so cross is actually I'm cross at myself, because when she first arrived, I really liked her, and now I'm like, no, Sophie, you were wrong. You were wrong. So I
don't know. I've sided with Xander more, I think, from the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially as she got a bit moody about Jasmine and getting jealous. I've just switched off from her, I think. I'm not like saying I'm not giving her a chance. You know, I'm happy to grow on me. I'm still not throwing in the towel just yet. But every week, you know, it's something else. It's just like, oh, please.
I think it was those first 2 episodes when they turned up and they went to see Jasmine and told her, and then afterwards they were walking on the beach together and they were going, oh, what if we've made her feel worse? You know, we feel really bad. And I thought, oh, these are actually genuinely nice people. They're worried about whether they've made Jasmine feel awful and all this sort of stuff. I thought, oh, they're actually nice. But then since Rose has gone cop mode, she's just crazy now.
Yeah, agreed. John helps bring Nico's dreams back to life.
Ooh, John. Is this lifeguarding again?
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't really want to do that, though, did he? He was sort of forced in. Yeah. Mackenzie's search for revenge comes to a bloody end.
Oh, no. Okay. I think I know what that is, because I've seen a spoiler.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an action-fueled poker week, I think, with old PK there.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait, can you?
No, let's go now. If only.
That's everything. No, that's everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow this episode wherever you get your podcast from, not to miss us. How else, Sophie?
Oh no!
People get in touch with us.
Oh, I knew you were going to do this, and I forgot to prepare. So, obviously, we have social media. We do the tweeting. Sophie's ancient, and she likes to be down with the kids. So we have got a Twitter and an Instagram account, and it's at Coastal News Pod. So we do tweet along with the episodes. So if you want to get involved with the chat, a lot of people do. Thank you guys that do get involved on the hashtag. We love talking to you and hearing your theories for what's going on. Not so much the spoilers. You can keep those from Australia. But sharing your potentials and hypotheticals. We love all that chat, and just your general views about the show and about the characters. And then obviously you can get the podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. We're everywhere, aren't we? Spotify, Apple, Google, Player FM, Audible, everywhere.
Here in the corner, who shall not be named. Alexa.
Oh, I forgot
no.
Alexa. Alexa,
no one
play
likes
Coastal News. Hopefully everyone's just gone, hello, what?
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Done.
Wasn't prepared at all.
Thanks for another fab week, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week for another episode. See you then. Enjoy Home and Away.